Hello, good morning. So today we will be reusing this old potting soils. So we planted here some tomato, eggplant, and zucchini. So as we all know, these plants are heavy feeders. So most likely, the soils are already depleted with the nutrients. So it's already fall, and we are preparing these pots for cabbage planting. And we will plant some cabbage uh, once the weather cools down. So we have here a 7-gallon used soil. So we'll just have to break it apart and remove the roots. So these pots, these are the plants that grew here. Didn't have any diseases like powdery mildew or any diseases that can contaminate the soil. So it's okay to reuse the soil. So our recipe is 1 part old soil, 1 part compost. So in this case, we are using steer cow manure. This is a composted cow manure, and this will provide organic matter to the soil. Next up, we will add 1 part of peat moss. So peat moss, it helps in water retention. Because as we all know, the potting soil, they tend to dry easily. So in order to solve that issue, we'll be adding some peat moss. Next up, we'll be adding 2 cups of perlite per 5 gallon of soil. So perlite is also important because it provides it provides aeration in our potting soil. Because if the potting soil is compacted, it's gonna restrict the growth of the plants. So aeration is also very important. And then we'll just have to mix it nicely so that all the ingredients are gonna be nicely mixed or nicely incorporated. So as we all know, soil are very expensive, especially for potting soil. The potting soil are really expensive. So we don't throw it away because some they throw it away, but in our garden we always reuse them. And there's some exception, of course, if the soil is if the plants that you planted in the pots are diseased, like powdery mildew or blight. If the plants were infected with diseases, then we will throw all the soil in the pots in the garbage bin. So we don't reuse them if they are affected with some diseases. So by reusing this old potting soil, we are able to save a lot of money. Actually, yeah, we are able to save a lot. So the expense here only is the manure, which is cow manure is cheap, and we'll buy also this perlite and then the peat moss. It's a little bit expensive, but it can go a long way. Especially if you're doing container gardening, it can be very costly buying all the soils. So again, if you can reuse them, do it. It's the best decision. So once we're all done mixing them, we'll just transfer it back to this pot. So we have in our garden we're using 7-gallon and then 5-gallon containers. And if you notice, we're also using a lot of grow bags because grow bags, the plants grow best in the grow bags. And we'll add some fertilizer so that by the time we'll plant this cabbage, those fertilizers already starts to break down, and the plants can use them immediately. So yep, that's one importance of using organic fertilizer, because it slowly breaks down and it feeds your plant continuously for a month or 2, and that's actually pretty good because sometimes you forget to fertilize, and or if you're using synthetic fertilizer. Now I'm not against synthetic fertilizer, but I'm just doing the comparison. And if you're doing synthetic fertilizer, you'll just uh, the plants is just available for the plants for just one time. The moment you gave it, and that's it, it's gone. So you'll just keep giving and giving and giving this synthetic fertilizer. But for organic fertilizer, you'll just give it every month or every 2 months, and then that's it. Okay, so back to potting soil. Oh, by the way, when we started gardening, we started on containers. So we use a lot of pots, and we use also a few of those 27-gallon container bins from Home Depot. So it was pretty expensive because at first we've been buying bags of potting soil, and as you know, those 2 cubic bags, they can cost you up to $20. So that's pretty expensive. If you're buying a lot of bags, then it will really gonna cost you some money. But eventually we learned that we can, through YouTube, we learned that we can mix our own soil, our own potting soil, and we can save few dollars. But guess what? Few dollars, we'll take it. So we started mixing our own soil, and then we also learned that we can reuse them. So yep, so that's we've been doing that ever since. So by reusing, we saved a lot of money actually. So this one is the second bag of reused soil. This one we planted zucchini in this in this pot. So again, we amended the soil, same recipe. So one part, let's say 7 gallon of used soil, we added 7 gallon of compost, and then we added 7 gallon of peat moss, and also every 5 to 7 gallon we add 2 cups of perlite. So that's pretty standard in our garden, in our container gardening. So that's our recipe. So yep, this one we planted the eggplant in this container, in this 5-gallon container. So the plant, as I've said, the plants that grew in these pots, they were not affected by any diseases. Maybe aphids, and that's it, aphids, but not diseases that can stain the soil. So by the way, one of our container pots that has potatoes in it, it got affected by blight, late blight. So we threw all the pots, the soil, and the plants all together. We throw it in the bin. So because if we reuse them, the disease is in the soil, so it's just gonna be keep recurring. It's gonna be keep affecting the plants. So we're all done amending all those used soil, and then we're just gonna keep it in this area until we are ready to use them. So yep, that's pretty good. So if you're doing container gardening, just keep in mind that you can always reuse the soil instead of throwing it away. Not unless they are affected by some diseases. That's it, we're all done. So we got 9. So we were able to make 9 pots out of those 3 used potting soil. That's pretty good. So yep, thank you for watching, and we'll just keep this in this area, and then we will water them, and hopefully as the weather cools down, we'll be able to transplant our fall seedlings. We have worm here, we'll just bury that. So yep, thank you again, and you take care.